Hi there, hello, and welcome to another episode of Creatives on the Couch. How you doing, honey?
Very well.
You had a nice week?
I have.
How's the foot?
Not too bad.
It's still broken.
Yeah.
I cannot believe what I'm about to say. We have got West End royalty here, and I am so excited. She's one of my darling friends. Gillian Hardie's in the building.
Oh, darling. Hello. This is nice, isn't it?
You're looking like you've just stepped out the Emerald City.
One fine day. Yes, I did actually. Well, it was either that or the M60. So I chose the Emerald City.
Welcome to Manchester.
Yeah, come on.
Yeah.
That ring road's quite the thing, isn't it?
Is it?
Yeah.
Really?
It's like having a midlife crisis in the car. Do you know what I mean? It's just like, which way do I go?
Give it half an hour and you'll be joining them. now that you're here, I'm so excited to have you on the show.
Thank you for having me.
We've just
Really
done
lovely.
panto together, haven't we?
Yes.
Oh God.
Dame, fairy godmother.
Yes.
Oh nice.
Yeah. Oh, your hoop was wonderful.
Thank you, darling. Didn't realise it was on show.
That wand. Oh,
That wand was great actually for berating
naughty little children.
naughty. Well, not the children were all right actually. It was the adults that were naughty. But anyway,
You one of them.
moving
Me?
on. No, he was impeccably behaved actually, weren't you?
What?
Pure as driven snow.
You were.
Absolutely.
Wow.
Slightly drifted. A little bit of black ice over there, but we don't talk about that one.
Steer away.
Oh, Jill, you're here.
I am here. It's lovely, isn't it?
Are you
It's
alright?
alright.
Yeah, I'm good.
Nice.
I'm good. You know, I'm good. I was 50 a couple of weeks ago, so I had a little bumpy ride on the lead up to that. It's a bit weird, isn't it?
I don't know, I'm not there yet.
Just you wait. Well, yeah, it was just a very strange little kind of procedure getting there. But once I was there, I was all right.
Well, you had a big party and everything.
I did have a
didn't
big party. That was a surprise, and I said to my girlfriend that I just wanted to have a really quiet, reflective day.
you? Yeah, right. Come on.
She just was a bit like, really? And I said, yeah, I truly, truly do want that. So I had that, and it was lovely. And then the day after, I was like, I really want to. I wish I'd had a do now. So, but she'd already organised it.
Nice.
So
Do you remember a bit of a do?
a bit of a do.
Bit of a do.
I
Do you remember that TV show?
Yeah.
do. Yeah,
Oh
I
my
do.
days. Was it David Jason?
David Jason.
Yeah.
I was going to say they're all dead now, but they're not. He's still there.
No, he's still here.
Yeah.
Sir, sorry.
He's still very much with us. Yes, yes.
So, West End leading lady, I mean, come on. Do you know, how did you go from Liverpool to the West End stage? How did that journey happen?
Pendolino, normally from Lime Street. Or a coach, depends how flush you are. Well, I joined the Liverpool Playhouse Youth Theatre when I was 18, so I wasn't that young really. I was a grown up. But and then I went to university to do a drama degree, which everybody said, "What on earth are you going to do with that?"
Yeah.
But I had a ball, and then I went to Guildford School of Acting after that, and yeah, I didn't realise I wanted to sing in musicals. To be honest, I think I used to sing in bands and screech and shout in Liverpool clubs and stuff, and then but when I got to Guildford, this lovely man called Peter Roberts, who was my singing teacher, he said, "Oh, darling," I sang in a presentation. He said, "Oh, darling, we're not in karaoke," and so really kind of shamed me for me scoopy belt that I had. Oh, and he just kind of took me, as good teachers do, to one side and said, "Stop doing that." And yeah, one singular. And then he took me. He just said, "Try these songs," and I just gently kind of drifted into musical theatre really. And then I left drama school, and it was in the days where you had to earn your equity card then.
Oh my day, we were talking about this, weren't we?
Yeah.
Anybody can walk into equity
Yeah.
and spotlight now.
Well,
Don't
yeah, I
get
mean-
me going.
So cricketers can play leading roles now in musicals. That's fine.
Yeah.
That's all right. But back in the old day, you couldn't perform professionally without an equity card.
Yeah.
Well, without being a member of equity. But now you can. So it was all that. It was kind of this quest to get your equity card.
Yeah.
So the first job to get that equity card, I worked for a theatre and education company, and I played a dungeon slave, an American schoolgirl, and a dominating headmistress.
Sounds like a Saturday night for you.
It was all very familiar, and we had to tour around schools. Anyway, I did this to get my equity card because it was 12 weeks worth of work. But unfortunately, the gentleman who I worked with, and I'm sure he'll be fine with me telling the story, I don't know if he will or not, but I'll tell it anyway. He got very drunk one night before we had to be up early, and anyway, it all went a bit downhill. Anyway, he ended up hitting me over the head with a telephone and leaving me in a car park in Leicester.
Oh my God.
I'm not even joking. Listen,
Wow.
the West End was still in the distance at this point.
But it's Leicester.
I'm in Leicester, in a car park, and been hit over the head, and my Slazenger sports bag has been thrown on the car park floor. So, so I ended up leaving that company, but I did get my equity card, and then I got an agent. I can't even remember how I did that. Can't remember anyway. She came along and got me an audition for Blood Brothers in the musical Blood Brothers.
Ooh.
And I didn't get it first time round, and then I unashamedly stalked the production company. Bill Kenwright had an assistant called Sheila Formoy, and she was this really formidable woman who hello, Sheila Formoy, and she hated everybody and probably herself, but she was a really, really lovely woman. And I used to ring every Friday and go, hello Sheila, it's Gillian Hardie, and she'd say, oh God, well, you bugger off. And then eventually she caved, and she just said, look, you know, I've realised the only way to stop you calling me is to just let you come in again, so just come in again. So I did, and I got it, and then
good.
yeah, and that was kind of the way it kind of went. That's how it started, I suppose.
Did you tell me it's not true?
I did not. I was too young then.
Really?
Yeah, I was. Yeah, I wasn't. I was only 23 then.
I love Blood Brothers.
Well, I'll never play that because you have to have been in some kind of
You could be
reality
Mrs. Johnson.
show.
I could see you
Oh, I'd
as
love
Mrs.
to, but
Johnson.
you can't do it if you're just a person. You're not allowed.
You're not allowed.
Inside news. You can't just. You can't.
I love it.
You can't just be a person and
Dish
play.
that dirt, girl.
Yeah, you can't. Well, you can't. There's lots of kind of prerequisites to play certain parts, and that particular part is you have to be known in the public eye. Anyway,
There we are.
So and then obviously, and a lot of my kind of luck came a bit later. It wasn't luck actually. I worked really hard. It came a bit later, kind of 30. Yeah, I went on to do Kinky Boots in the West End, and Mamma Mia, Bad Girls the musical.
You can't
Wow.
just you can't just throw. Oh, Mamma Mia! Just I did Mamma Mia.
Yeah.
This is what you are known for. I mean, Mamma Mia is absolutely iconic, and I mean, obviously we're really good friends now. But I sat on the front row watching Jill in Mamma Mia, and had no idea that we would end up like family.
I know. Do you know what was great? It's all wonderful, but as with everything, and I don't mean to be negative or kind of burst any bubbles, but it's there's an expression which I'm sure we're all aware of. It's be careful what you wish for, and sometimes you get to this place, and depending on how many years you've been on this quest, or you're trying to get somewhere, it's it is quite. This is why my 50th was quite important, because I just realised, and I thought I've done a lot of wonderful stuff, really wonderful stuff, but it's not always cracked up. It's not always what it's cracked up to be. And
Smoke and mirrors, isn't it?
It's all smoke and mirrors, and I think the one overriding thing about anything I've done is the people I've met. And I think that's what I'll always take away. But some situations, musical theatre's a machine. It goes on and on and on, with or without you. To quote Bono, it's Bono. You say Bono, I say Bono. It's it just keeps going, with or without you. So you get very little say. You get very little creative input. You get very little kind of, oh, why don't we try this? They don't like that. They just, step on number 4, do that, sing that, get off.
Yeah.
So you kind of have to adapt.
Even as a West End leading lady.
You're not even UK tour. Playing a lead and a support to the lead I was treated very differently. So you get, I had fresh flowers in my dressing room at one point. Who's put them there? That's nice. But they also don't like any of the boats being rocked or. So I'm always the equity dep. I'm always the union rep on jobs. And the union rep is nobody's friend. You are friends until you cause a fuss. So I'm always kind of, I'm not afraid to stick up for people and stick up for myself. and not everybody feels like that. So it's really important to kind of have a fair playing field, because some people who've just left drama school, they mightn't feel confident in speaking out, you know,
Sure.
and they don't say anything.
And you get thrown into this machine, as you said.
And you've got to keep going. You've just got to keep going.
When I went into Sound of Music and stuff like that, it's actually quite traumatic, because you've wanted it for so long, and then suddenly they throw you into it. And like I said, for you, I mean, the first time you'll have walked onto the Mamma Mia set, and you'll have been like, wow, I'd auditioned for Mamma Mia when I was 26 or something, and then I finally got into it when I was 44. So it was like, it's quite, you know, like I wasn't like sitting there waiting to get into it. It just kind of happened. But it's, I mean, it's a wonderful, wonderful Was it daunting
job.
though? Obviously the movie is so iconic worldwide, and it's everywhere, and everybody knows it, and everybody knows ABBA. So to step into like Julie Walters' shoes, what was that like? I mean, because she's Julie Walters. How did you make it your own?
Honestly, I wasn't allowed.
No.
You're not allowed to make it your own. You kind of are. I think I was the first ever Scouse Rosie.
Right.
So that was nice. They'd said they'd never had a Scouse Rosie before, and said, you know, keep your Scouse accent, which was really lovely to you know, to give her that quality. But the pretty much the message is, you know, do what you're told, do what you're, and I don't think it was so much based on our Jules. It was based on the Rosies before, and this has worked. So try this, do this.
Right. Okay.
Sounded like a big neggy Nora, but it's the absolute truth, and it's they don't like you to rock the boat, because it works. It brings in the money. It keeps the reputation of the show. So don't spoil it. Don't mess it. Keep going. And there's a lot of freedom in it. You know, while you're on the stage, you can pretty much do what you like. Really, I mean, you'll be fired instantly. But you know, you'll be in breach. But yeah.
I think it's good that you're being open and honest, because this is the side of things that people don't tend to see or don't know, especially people that are looking to get into, you know, musical theatre. I think it's important that they know this information.
Oh God, it's super important, and I do teach theatre and singing.
We're going to jump into that in 1 minute. We're going to a commercial break now, so hold that thought right there. We're going to be back in a couple of minutes with some more stories from behind the scenes in the West End with our gorgeous Gillian Hardie. Back in 2 minutes. Hi, welcome back to Creatives on the Couch, and we're still here with West End leading legend and my gorgeous friend Jill Hardie.
Hello. Hi.
Ooh, so Kinky Boots as well.
Yes.
Well, that sounds fun.
Kinky Boots was, it was. Do you know what? It was incredible actually, and got to meet Cyndi Lauper. So that was
just about to say.
Yeah, that was nuts, because she came to rehearsals one day, and so it's an American creative team who work very differently to English UK production teams. They are just super quick. They're like lightning. They're just like, you know, keep up. So Stephen Aremus, who, you know, is a, you know, musical supervising legend in his own right, he was there, you know, bashing out our harmony lines, and my dictaphone decides to break. Ooh. So you only get one go, you know. And he called me Gillian for the first half an hour. Gillian, this is your line. And he bashed out the note, and I was like, that's not my name. Anyway, after about half an hour, he said, is it Gillian or is it Gillian? And I said, it doesn't matter, you know, I don't mind which. And I was like, and everyone was just like, woo. This is like day one. Everyone was just like, oh my God, Jill. I was like, my nerves were just gone. So anyway, I had to, I couldn't, my dictaphone broke, so I had to WhatsApp my best friend for 6 hours, all these harmony lines. She said for the whole day, it was like, I'd just ignore everything I sent to you from this point on. But anyway, Cyndi Lauper came into rehearsals one day, and they said, oh, you know, we've got a special guest today, and she comes in, and she's like, hey guys! She's exactly as you'd imagine her. She's tiny, she's effervescent, she's beautifully bonkers, she's wonderful. She walked in, and the whole cast just stood and went, hello. And I was like, are you all mad? So I just said, I'm sorry, I can't do this.
Yeah.
You're Cindy Lauper. Can I please touch you? And she said, yeah, sure. So I gave her a big hug.
Wow.
And I thought, no, I couldn't contain myself really. But then she kind of hung around and she came to the press night. We had a little drink and I wrote her a little note and I just said, you know what, I'm not like starstruck really, but I kind of am. Just have a lot of appreciation.
It's an appreciation of
really,
legends.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
and why not? You know, and I really did. I said, to be 12 years old, singing True Colours in my house in Liverpool, to now, you know, having a glass of fizz with you is pretty something, really.
See, for me, I put a mop on my head, used to dance around as a little boy, pretending I was in the Goonies, singing Good Enough. With a mop on my head. I wanted to be a Goonie. And obviously, Cindy Lauper is so iconic for the Goonies. And so, I put a mop on my head, Did Goonies? Yeah.
If I see her again, I'll pass it on.
Just say,
I'll tell her. I'll tell her
I know
about
this lad who wore a mop.
Listen, this fella. Honestly, when I gave her this note, just say, you know, thank you. You're absolutely gorgeous. But yeah, it was amazing. It was really brilliant. We got to do the Olivier Awards, which we won. And here's a little bit of inside as well. So when we did the Oliviers, we all the cast were all the people with, you know, faces.
What?
People with names and faces.
The legends
of the world. They're all put in the main auditorium, right? So, and they all look stunning. So we just done a performance on the stage. We just did a number from the show, and Imelda Staunton was before us, and I was like, you know, trying to touch her skirt because I was just like, just to be near you.
You're going to get arrested.
I know.
Don't
I just kind of did this. She walked past, and I just kind of did this weird. What on earth am I doing? Like, you know,
you mad woman.
And I touch her tartan kilt or something. I was just like, what a weird. Just anyway, Imelda Staunton, like another legend. Anyway, so we do our number, and then they chuck us to the top of the. We're in the rafters, you know, with the pigeons watching the Oliviers, but all the people with faces and names are in the auditorium.
Angela Lansbury's down there.
She's down there,
She's at the front, darling.
She's down there, darling, with a fan. Yeah. And anyway, so we're all upstairs. We're all kind of like stuck, and the cast of In the Heights were next to us. Kinky Boots were here, and they did the award for Best Musical. And they said it was between Kinky Boots and In the Heights and another musical which has escaped my memory. Anyway, Kinky Boots won. So there's this wonderful photograph of us all going, woo! You know, we're thrilled. In the Heights, we all hug. So when we all finish the actual performance, we all go to the after show party. So we all trot along. I could wear a heel then, my hip hadn't gone, and we trotted, and we weren't allowed in the party.
Stop it!
I'm not joking.
What?
We weren't allowed.
You won?
We won the awards, and we were not allowed in the party. The only people that were allowed were the three leads. So I was a featured ensemble, which is a supporting artist, really. So it was, you know, but we weren't allowed anyway. That's a bit of a joke, and they say that in a few American series that Trish was I was a featured ensemble. It's actually used as a joke because
it's true.
Well, apparently the character of George does less than Trish, but he's a lead and she's not anyway. Whatever, and paid twice as much. But anyway, they wouldn't let us in the park. he was a dear friend. Oh no, he was a dear friend, but just historically, that's how it works.
Yeah.
So anyway, they wouldn't let us in the party. We were like, what do you mean? So we could see this party because it was all like through these glass, and honestly, we were like something out of a 1980s pop video, just like glued to the mirror, just kind of like let us in, and they wouldn't let us in.
Was Angela still there with her fan?
Angela's, you know, on her fourth prosecco, and anyway, they stick us in this like dance rehearsal room. And I'm not joking, we had a plate of egg butties and a crate of beer.
How nice. Nice.
You win the Olivier Award.
Wow. So on the night of the Olivier's, Kinky Boots, I was eating an egg mayo on white. And swigging a Bud Light.
That rhymed.
Oh my God! Egg on white, cheeky Bud Light. Yeah. And honestly, there was all kinds of dancing and free-flowing champagne, and we were like truckers like that on a lay-by. just won an Olivier. Amazing. But do you know what?
Talking about really good taglines.
Gotta laugh.
Your one-woman show that's going into London.
Yes.
Your tagline is...
Well, the title of my show is called Show Off.
Yes.
And the quote, which is tagline stroke quote, is, which was a real review that was written about me when I played Rosie in Mamma Mia. The facial expressions of Angela Merkel and the sophistication of Jimmy Cranky. That another human being wrote that about a fellow human and printed it on there. Honestly, well, the day after that review came out, my company manager, so everyone had read the review. Like, I was sitting in the green room, having an egg butty.
Another egg butty.
Oh, God.
Because that's all I could eat after Kinky Boots. And they were all just like, oh. I said, what are you all laughing at? And the company manager said, Jill, we're so sorry. Have you read the review? I was like, I don't read the reviews. I don't read them anymore. And he said, please, you've got to. He said, it's absolutely, it's gold. Yeah. It's gold. Yeah. Gillian Hardie is hilarious as Rosie, with the facial expressions of Angela Merkel and the sophistication of Jimmy Cranky.
It is brilliant.
Wow.
I'm so glad this is on your new post.
I've got to own that. I've got to take it. Got to take it away.
See,
so that's my
years ago. Someone said about me, I was doing this show, and they said watching Reese Ryan is like trying to watch someone put a square peg in a round hole. If you can't, don't. I've got it framed! If you can't, don't!
I was like, just because you should doesn't mean... Just because you can doesn't mean you should.
It is brilliant. So my nana ran, what does this mean? What does it mean?
Do you know what, honestly, and this is the other thing about this profession, is that you literally, you give yourself, you are open to someone reviewing you.
Yeah.
Yes.
No other profession in the world, I mean, maybe now with the internet, but,
Well, it's trolling.
So Bob, trolling.
Yeah, that's true.
It's pretty much, trolling. So, but it's like, when, Bob Smith, wall builder, Bob arrived with a sullen disposition, with the facial expression of Shrek, and you don't personally assassinate Bob the
this
wall
poor
builder.
guy's now sat at home taking paracetamol.
No, you just you let Bob get on with his job and let him go home.
Yeah.
But performers, and the thing
acting.
about being on tour as well, because when you do like the West End, you just get one lot of reviews.
Yeah.
So they all come out at once. You go, ooh, you read them and you go, okay, never looking at those again. But on tour, you get reviewed every single venue you go to. Yeah. So that's like you get like
hundreds.
Just reviews constantly.
So where is your show going? When's it on?
So I'm doing it's on the 20th of March at the Crazy Cox. Which
The what?
I know. Leave it.
Well, don't even go there, Ryan.
It's Cox with a Q.
I love that.
And it's the Zadell Brasserie and Lounge, which is kind of known for its beautiful food, its campery, and its inclusion of just wonderful artists who can. They've got a beautiful cabaret lounge downstairs, and you can just.
Oh, you're going to smash it. I'm going to be
Have
there
a
on the
go.
front row.
Yeah,
I
shall we
can't
go?
wait.
I'm going.
So
So please, you're very welcome. I'll get you a
Yeah,
couple of tickets.
And then you've got your
Couple of
company,
beers.
you've got your film company as well.
Yeah, so
haven't you?
my girlfriend and I run a company called The Real Thing, which is a double E, which is a show reel company for actors. So and I also run a casting agency called Gillian Hardie Casting.uk.
Not casting anything,
well, your day will come. So there's again, Liverpool is a wonderful place, and there's lots of creatives and lots of people making work. But there's on occasion there can be just that missing link.
Yeah.
So I'm
There's plenty of missing links in our business. We meet a few of them on this sofa, don't we?
So I just thought I'll just whack myself in the middle and see what happens. So I've had really lovely time, kind of connecting and linking up creatives and creators. So do you just fingers in many pies.
Don't we have Brookside's back on TV as well?
Brookside, absolutely wonderful. Can't wait. Cup of tea. I'm actually going to recreate it how I was when I used to watch Brookside. Yeah. So I'm going to get into my nightie about 5:30 after school. I used to come in from school, put my nightie on.
Oh yeah, I put mine on still.
Put my nightie on, my fluffy socks, and have 2 bowls of cereal with warm milk, 3 pieces of toast, cup of tea, and then me tea.
Really?
Oh, wow.
And then what's Brookie?
And they're all Brookie, come on.
We had Sue Johnson came to our show,
Sue
didn't she?
Johnson, she did.
Sue Johnson, she was there and she put her arms around me and she said, "You look fabulous." And I was like, "Oh, have you had
she
your
was
tea,
lovely.
Denise?"
Have you had your tea, Denise?
But no, it's great. I mean, and Liverpool is such an amazing, vibrant place.
Yeah, do you know what? It's just, it's a brilliant, brilliant place. And the reason why I came home was because I was doing Bad Girls, the musical in West End, and that was a job and a half. And then I came back to Liverpool to do Stags and Hens at the Royal Court, and Willie Russell was at the helm and all of that, and it was just really exciting. And I came back and it was the capital of culture. And Liverpool was just absolutely buzzing. It was buzzing.
I could talk to you
Buzzing.
forever. You've got to come back on,
Yes,
and we
I'd
need
love
to talk
to.
about other things. Now, I know after doing panto with you that you love a good thing to suck on, so I have bought you vegan fruit jelly sugar coated fruit shapes. There we are, darling, because we got through that much on panto. Little gift.
joking
There we are,
me?
sweetheart. Because I love you.
Oh, everything's as if we never said goodbye.
I'm going to cry at this one. All right. Hope you've had an amazing time watching our episode. It's been a joy to have you with us. Everything that you need to know about Gillian is on the screen. Book tickets, go and see her show because she is incredible. I love you.
I love you even more after this. I'd love you to meet you, Money.
Love you to meet you too.
Gorgeous.
We'll see you again for another episode of Creatives on the Couch. See you later, darling.